Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and I hope you're all doing very well today. If not, I hope you stay the course, my friends. The road might be long, but it is always worth it in the end. Stay strong. I believe in you guys. Now, so this is a video. I say video. It's basically a slideshow at this point at every time. Actually, first things first, a bit of a channel update. Like Monday's gonna be wargaming. Wednesdays this is from next week. Wednesday's gonna be comic book day. And Friday's going to be video game related. Might be some news, might be a review. Same with all the others. We'll see what comes up. If it comes up, it comes up, right? But those are the days now. That's set in stone. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Next year is going to be super busy for me, so that's going to be my videoing and recording. I'm getting more views that way, more subscribers that way, rather than every day. And that's it. But today's topic of conversation is opinions and preferences. Now, here's the thing. They kind of collide in a lot of ways. And I've got to understand that, the way people speak and the way they enunciate can sway someone's point of view. They don't even have to listen to what they say, just how they say it can be very important within this discussion. And yes, this is a discussion I've been thinking about for weeks. I woke up from a nap and went, I better do a video, let's talk about this. But yes, I do understand how tones can affect people, and what people might think as someone is saying as a fact is actually an opinion. So I'm going to have some coffee. Where, because their tone tends to give off this very confident sound. I'm going to say sound, because there is a better word for it, but my brain's going right now. Now, I understand that I can talk quite confidently. I know I talk quite well. Which is odd, really, because I actually do have a very nervous stutter. Now, see, here's the thing, right? On the internet, opinions and preferences tend to go hand in hand. See, a preference is an opinion, but I've got to... What most people take as an opinion is, unfortunately, if you like one, let's say Wildest Exodus and Firefight. I love both these games. They're both amazing. They're both fantastic fun to play and paint and build. I do enjoy those. But if you were to ask me which one do I prefer, I'll say Wildest Exodus. Which one do I like more? Wildest Exodus. Which one is better, in my opinion? Wild West Exodus. Okay? And not once, this is where opinions come in, because you only heard one side. Not once did I say anything negative about Firefight. I didn't say it was a bad game. I didn't say it was awful. All I said is, in my opinion, I prefer Wild West Exodus. Okay? Very simple. However, this is the problem we get on the internet, is that because throughout that statement I didn't mention Firefight once, obviously at the start because it was, describing what the hypothetical was, I was saying one was better. This is not me stating a fact, I'm just stating my opinion. This one is better than this one, in my opinion. People might go, do you know what? I prefer Mantic. I think Firefight is better than Wild West Exodus. Very cool, very sure. And that's the way people should converse. It should be, I prefer this over this. And you can discuss the pros and cons of both, and why you prefer Wild West Exodus over Firefight, or why you prefer Firefight over Wild West Exodus. Quite simply for me, the setting of Wild West Exodus. It's cowboys versus aliens versus extra-dimensional beings versus Indians, right? I love that setting. I love Arizona. I actually want to live there. It's a place I want to go to so much. So that is it. It is literally just down to the setting is why it tips the balance for me. Okay? Now, let's get to opinions now. This is the thing a lot of people kind of trip up on. Is that when you state an opinion and you speak well, and you can enunciate your words, a lot of people tend to think that you're not giving off, me, it's actually one of my last videos. This is what came up so much. But I'm stating facts. I'm saying this is better than this. That's the fact. No. If I say better, I would have stated an opinion. That's it. If I wanted to say one was better than the other, as a fact, say this one is better than this one, as a fact, I would say this one is worst. This one is bad. This one is not as good as. I would always go for negative over the positive. That way, I would have to defend the negative side. I would have to say why it was worse, why it's not as good, why, okay? Whereas if I say something's better, then I don't really need to defend it because it's just my opinion. There you go, enough said, right? Very simple. But this is the day and age of the internet where just saying something negative about some company, game, comic, whatever, they are so personally involved within that hobby that you don't know where the hobby ends and they begin. This is, in my opinion, a horrible thing. I don't like it. If this is the sort of person, if someone just criticizes Warhammer and you get personally offended by that, I've always said, if that's you need to take a step away from the hobby, okay? It's for your own good. You need to take a step away, breathe, get to know yourself a little bit better, and then get back into the hobby, okay? Step away, know yourself, go back in. Very simple, very clear, and that way, it's not going to be so much of an issue, you know? And this surety of character within oneself does tend to upset people. I have said many times that I don't care about Adeptus Custodes. I do not care if Games Workshop inject female Space Marines. It won't bother me. It won't bother me because 1, it's not my IP. 2, I'm not financially invested within the company, so if they lose money, it's not going to bother me. And 3, I know there's choice out there. There is options. I can go elsewhere when a company no longer gives me what I want. I can move. I can change. I can grow. When you are so enamored by the law that a change you don't like happens and you are upset to the point of screaming and shouting and swearing, what you need to do, again, take a step back out of that situation because obviously you have put yourself in a toxic situation where you are so invested within a fictional universe that you cannot take yourself from it. You have this mindset, and it is really, but this is so important to you that any change you don't like is a grievous wound onto yourself. You need to step back. And you need to go, no, you know what? I don't like this. I'm going elsewhere. But if you are getting upset and you're staying there to be upset, that is a very bad situation for you to be in. And you need to step out of it. And then you should go back when you go, do you know what? I'm not going to let this bother me. I don't like it. I don't have to buy it. I can buy something else. I can purchase other books, other models, etc. You do not have to purchase the thing you do not like. Okay? It's not that difficult, but unfortunately a lot of people do tend to find some issues with doing that. I do not know why, but they do. And that's kind of a lot of the issues that we see when people give their opinions or preferences. That you'll always get one person, at least, go to any social media page, who just saying, and I've got to say this, just saying you prefer something over the other, that they are so horrifically insulted by that comment that they will insult you back. They will attack you. Now, again, if you're that person, step away. Okay? If someone does that to you, here are 2 words for you to remember. Grow up. Now, I know that sounds like a harsh thing to say, and it is harsh, but it's meant to be. Because they do need to grow up. People like this who get upset about these changes in law to the point of swearing and actually getting upset, they need to grow up. Look, I'm not on anyone's side here. I never will be. It's GW's law. It's Disney's stories. It doesn't belong to me. It doesn't involve me. And people who are so ingrained within these fandoms that they get insulted and hurt by changes they do not like. Again, this applies to everything. Like, we've just had Tim Seeley get insulted on Twitter because of the Magic storyline. I haven't read it. Look, I'm only getting sort of blowback here, okay? I'm just getting this come up to me. Yeah, he's this leftist and he's being given death threats by other leftists, right? So it works with both sides. It doesn't matter who you are or what political side you're on. There are people like this on both sides. I need to make that perfectly clear. But yes, this is on both sides. People are so ingrained with these hobbies and these stories that anything they don't like is a personal insult to them or personal offense. Okay? So, and you need to tell these people to grow up. Not everything in life goes your way. Life is hard. It's difficult. It's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be fun. Find the joy in challenges. Find the joy in change. Find the joy in the new things. When something happens you do not like and you can change it, change it. If you can't change it, don't worry about it. What are you going to do? Worry about something you can't do or can't change and it's completely out your grasp? What's the point of worrying about that? There is no point in worrying about that because there's nothing you can do. And when there is something you can do, i.e. buy something else, move to a different corporation or company and do something, buy anything else, why worry? Because you can change it. You can make the change and go where you want. Don't get upset. Don't get so personal. Grow up. Realize whether or not if you can change it or not. If you can change it, change it. If you can't, you can't. Don't worry. Move along. Grow. Grow as a person. Grow as an individual where you can make up your own mind and not always listening to the same people over and over again. Because that's the last thing about this. To me personally, an opinion always needs to be first-hand account. Okay? For me to have an opinion, this is just me, okay? This is just me. You can take this either way you want, but it's, like I said, this is me, and this is what I personally believe, that I can only form an opinion if I have a first-hand account of the subject. If it's a book, if it's a movie, if it's a comic, or whatever it might be, I can only state my opinion if I have seen it, read it, played it. I will not state my opinion on anything, but if it's someone else's opinion, okay, he doesn't like it, I trust his opinion, I probably won't listen to it or watch it. I'm not going to say it's good or bad, I do not know, but, this reviewer doesn't like it, so I'm just going to go with them. And you stick with this honest point of view where you know in yourself whether or not you're going to like it, and if you're not, or it appeals to you, and that's it. Just be true to yourself when people say, we're going to watch this, and you go, you know what, it doesn't appeal to me. I'll give it a go. I'll go with my friends. I'll give it a go. And then you might say, do you know what, I like it. Or you might go, you know what, I don't like it. But, it appealed to you. It can work both ways. It's not this one-way system. And it's how we grow as people. It's how we, bring ourselves an individuality that we need. We need to be able to stand firm, especially on the internet, with our opinions, with what we prefer and our preferences, and just don't worry about anyone else's thoughts on the matter as well. One thing I say to my friends, and I've said this before, when someone goes, oh, by the way, this person doesn't like you, I go, you know what? Their opinion is none of my business, Their opinion of me is not my business. I don't care. Very simple. And that's it. I've said that for years now. Your opinion on me is none of my business. Okay? It's what you think. It's what you believe. Keep it. Go. Do with it what you want. And yeah, so that's it. So if there's any takeaway at this, oh yeah, I should really note as well. I'm well aware I speak well. I'm well aware I enunciate well. I'm very well there, he says after it's said he enunciates well. I'm very well aware that I speak confidently. Never unless I state it, but I can prove it. Everything on this channel is an opinion. I know I speak confidently. I'm aware how I speak. And if you think I'm talking facts, then come up with something different. Say how you think I'm wrong. Until then, everything is an opinion, and take it with what you will. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day. And if you wish to support this channel on a far better, more personally, there is Wayland Games down below for up to 20% off and free delivery after £20, and a point system which gives you 1% off. They got Mantic there, they got Conquest, they got War Cradle, I got loads there. I do use these guys personally myself. There's also Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, etc. There's Audible as well if you wish to subscribe to that. My little girl likes it. I get it for her. That's all I need to know. There is my merchandise, and if you wish to support me more personally, this is all stuff I've created. I am so happy someone bought one of my t-shirts. It actually made my day. It always makes my day when people buy my stuff. I love it. And then there is Skyforge, a good friend of mine. Let's get him up the Google algorithm. And finally, Patreon. Well, it's for business. You'll get your credit. You will get your name in the credits when I actually remember to look at it. And you're going to start seeing models and just day-to-day stuff I'm going to be doing around. And next year is going to be really interesting, guys. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.